Good evening, friends. Welcome to the final show of IPL. For the last 2 months, we've been very dedicated in bringing to you a lot of selected matches. In fact, we got about 38 matches, I think 39, including the playoffs. So here we come. The final of the long 2 months tourney comes to a conclusion, and RCB winning back-to-back IPL after 18 years of waiting. So we have got Ayan also. Great to see Ayan joining us first time in 2 months, and Ishanjan will be joining in sometime. So I'll start with Ayan because he's not a T20 aficionado. So it's good to start with a bouncer to him. Your comments, Ayan, I saw. Uh, if you have, I don't know how many matches we watched. We watched about 40, 42 matches. So your take on this year's IPL in general, we'd like to hear.
I mean, see, one of the main reasons that I am not an IPL aficionado is basically because it's not really a competitive sport in the a cricket form of cricket in terms of a real battle between bat and ball. It is absolutely not that. I mean, and the odds are so much loaded in favor of the batsman that for me this is more this is closer to this game called danguli, which we call in Bengali. You just lob a ball and hit it with a stick. The bowler's job is essentially to supply the batters with the cricket ball pitched somewhere along the pitch, and the batter just clouts it for 6 and 4. And for me, that is an essentially boring form of the game because cricket is a tussle between the bat and the ball, and if you produce pitches, which have almost zero assistance to the bowlers. You have very small grounds where a miss it, courtesy of these fantastically produced bats of today. A miss it goes for six. I mean, where is the challenge? So that is one of the main reasons that I don't like IPL so much. And I think this year it was even worse because even a score of 200 was not found to be defensible, right? I mean, unless you had a score of 240, 250, only then you would win. So I have seen, one good thing, of course, about this year's IPL was that there was no very clear favorite. There was no team which really galloped along, except perhaps RCB and GT, and maybe Rajasthan
PBKs.
also. Yeah,
Initially, PBKs, 6 matches they won and thought.
initially, but then they faltered really badly. So that
Yeah.
way, this was a competitive IPL because you really had,
Open, very open IPL.
yeah, 6, 7 teams. May any four could have qualified. It actually went to the last day where had Rajasthan lost, then KKR would have had a chance.
That had chance,
So
correct.
that was interesting because it went really to the last day in terms of selecting out the teams who would qualify. So that way, people who love to see sixes galore, this was entertaining. I do not like sixes being hit like that because I feel that it's after some
Yeah.
point,
I think
it's boring.
1,560 sixes were hit or something like that. 1,600 sixes were hit
It is
in 74
essentially
matches.
boring for me. See, at one point of time, I belong to that class of cricket viewers for whom a six is a very aggressive, utterly masculine form of batting, which has very little finesse associated with it. Right, in Bengali we have this term called hakre mara, right? So every
Correct.
single shot is like hakre mara. You hit out of the skin of your teeth. I really do. I find it
And
boring at
when you
times.
have someone like Vaibhav Suryavanshi hitting almost every ball, he
And
had a strike rate of 2 for 50,
exactly,
I think, in the
I mean,
entire tournament.
obviously the guy is very talented, but I
Yeah.
think this may be giving him some kind of a false comfort because
Yes.
the moment, Rahul, you have six fielders surrounding you where
I
you do
think
not.
he's living on a very false comfort, I think, as you rightly
I
said.
mean,
Very, very
come
false
on.
comfort.
I
We
mean,
will see that probably if he plays a Ranji
yeah.
match or
I
a
mean,
first
you
class.
you 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 edge a ball. You are beaten. Your edge goes beyond the keeper. The gallery erupts because of hit of four. In test match or even any competitive, in any first class match that is not a limited overs match, you're caught at first slip. Come on, that's not a good shot. I mean, so this is not a test of cricket by any means of imagination. So this they say it
And
was
I
more
would like to
competitive.
tell you. I don't know whether you watched that match. We covered that match, me, Sudip and Ishanjan. Delhi scored 264 and lost to
Yes,
Punjab.
yes, yes. And
264.
what is that? This is a joke or what, man? I mean, 120 balls you're getting, you scored more than two a ball. What is
More
this? I
than
mean,
two and a half a ball, more than
is
2.5 a ball.
worse. This is like 21st century Danguli. I mean, what is this, right? You're just having a gilli danda, right? Danguli is gilli danda.
Right.
You have
Yeah.
a danda, there is the gilli which the bowler is very kind enough to provide you, and you hit it for six. So where is the charm of cricket? Where is the clash between ball and bat? That is lost.
Surprisingly, Oyon, the final was a low key affair compared to the
Well, a
entire
very low
tournament.
key affair, but I can tell you one thing that when I actually saw the match after I think 10, 11 overs. I somehow saw in the WhatsApp group that you were saying RCB are winning. So I didn't
Yeah.
before that I did not have I forgot also there's a
Okay.
final.
Only one match you saw.
Yes,
Okay, that's fine. I mean, the
no, I saw
final.
the KKR matches. Actually, one of the KKR
Okay.
matches was very close, extremely close. Where KKR, I think, won in the last of it. Narayan bowled a fantastic spell. So KKR was, I think,
Hmm.
particularly unlucky in the first six matches. They really played very, very subpar, and actually, their combination
Yeah,
of the
we
spinners.
covered two matches and then we decided not to because we saw it was
No,
very
but
subpar.
they were actually, the team started clicking in, the combination started clicking. I think after the seventh, eighth match, it was way too late. So I always thought they were very of course they were very badly done with regard to the pace bowling, right? I mean, Mustafizur could not play, and then that guy from Sri Lanka, he dropped out after I think two or three
Yeah,
matches.
Pathirana came, I think, later. Pathirana came later.
So I mean that way their whole bet was the two spinners, and that too, Varun was very very. He carried his poor form from the World Cup
Yeah.
at the first
I think
stage,
Varun would be a
right?
problem, keeping his side in, I think,
Right.
36 now.
No, but
It will be
what
a
is
problem.
interesting again, what I saw Rahul is that he started clicking in the seventh, eighth match, and then KKR was a very different team. That New Zealand guy, that opener, he's
Okay.
yeah. So he
Finn Allen,
really
Finn Allen.
Finn Allen, he clicked in the again too late, and then he's a devastating player. So, the matches that KKR won, I mean, they blew away their opposition as well. But again, as
Then along with
way too
MI,
late.
CSG, LSG, SCSK, LSG, I think four teams and DC, they need to overhaul their team. That's what the general consensus is. That
KKR,
KKR has to
KKR, I
overhaul.
think Sunil Naran, I saw is still a real force to reckon with.
Even at
Varun
this age, even
Chakravarti,
at 40.
absolutely. I mean, he bowled. Come on, I mean, the final overs he was
I
like
didn't
18,
watch him
19
much. Okay.
over in that I think third or fourth last match. He conceded 3 runs. That is remarkable bowling, right? I think the whole that spell he conceded some 13 or 14 runs. That is brilliant bowling, right? And they were actually unlucky again against RCB because Varun was injured. And Varun also I saw. I mean, the moment he starts bowling fast, he bowls quick. He bowls more than 100 kilometers an hour. He gets beat. He really comes out a cropper. He cuts a cropper. But the moment he
So,
slows down, I think he's a different bowler. And
okay.
here he was trying to rush. When he got injured, he was somehow trying to finish his spells. And, again, he was being taken to the cleaners. I remember, I think the second last match, he went for some 20 runs in the first three, and the last over, he got hit for some 20 or something. Because
So,
I,
what is the take on the final, basically, if you have
so
seen that? I
exactly. So
mean,
final, what I was saying was that I started watching the match during, I think, after 10 overs of Gujarat. And I think Kunal Pandya, I think RCB's bowling was very, very, very good. I think Hazelwood was Krunal Pandya was great. I mean, the ball,
we
the ball.
discussed that. Sudeep was harping on Kunal for quite some
Yeah,
time. Kunal
Krunal
was
was
brilliant with
really
the bat and the ball
I mean,
throughout.
yesterday batting, I think he was out second ball or something. But bowling, I think Josh Butler was an important wicket. Joe Butler hasn't been great touch during this tournament. I think here he was threatening to cut loose, but he really stumped him very. I mean, he got that wide Yorker absolutely spot on. He managed to get this very crucial wicket there, and I think his whole spell, I think bowled it for some 20-25 runs. That's absolutely fantastic bowling in such wickets in IPL. Hazelwood, I saw came at the end and really bowled very very tightly. I think he managed to slow down, mix his pace wonderfully. I think Bhuvi was I think the whole tournament is bowled brilliantly. I don't know whether he's got the orange cap or whatever, purple cap or whatever that
I
is.
think he got the purple cap. I
Did he
think.
get? That is absolutely deserved. I mean, he bowled
Correct.
brilliantly.
I think
He
the
was
first
bowled
bowler three
brilliantly.
times. I think the first bowler to get it three times now in
Absolutely
IPL.
brilliant bowling, and it really shows you how unfortunate Indian cricket is that we could not use such a bowler, such a
We were
great
discussing that in number of matches.
caliber.
But at the age of 36 also, he's better than a lot
He's
of bowlers.
this good on these terrible Pata featherbed wickets.
Yes,
Think what he can be in New Zealand. Think what he
New
can be in
Zealand,
New
correct.
Zealand. And
But
he's a
our
very
selectors,
strong batter.
unfortunately, do not look at
Yes,
anyone beyond 30. That's the
I
problem.
can't believe
They
it,
all
right?
look at young players.
I think what he's probably played every single match for RCB. Most of the matches he's played.
I
He's
think so. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
maintained
think so.
fantastic fitness. He's bowled. I think many of the world's best players are playing. T20 players are playing in this league, and he's completely stood up against them. This highest best bowler of the tournament. So what else does he need to do to prove himself? I think he should just walk into this team if India has a tournament in the Sena countries. Absolutely should walk into the team. And the same I would say for Kohli. I think he really kept his head. I think this is one of the best innings I've ever seen of him
Yeah, he
in this.
played well in this tournament.
And
I
he
think
played with
675
such
runs. He
class.
really played
Come
well.
on, I mean, see, this was the finals, and when Pandya got out, that was the point where the pressure of a final could have gotten to you. Another wicket there, you had a lot of Gujarat fans out in the ground. Narendra Modi Stadium is a big stadium. Suddenly have pressure, and things would have got. And see, RCB has had the nightmare of losing close finals. I think the 19 edition or something, they were cruising and then they just collapsed. If Kohli
Correct.
had gone out at the time when
Correct.
they lost, I think 2 wickets in the same over by this Afghanistan spinner,
Yeah.
Rashid Khan, right? 2 wickets in 1 over. Pandya, informed batsman, got out in the second ball or something, and Kohli's response was to hit a six of the very next ball. I mean, he was almost chanceless. One catch, of course, I think Gill spilled it, a very tough catch, but by that time the game was done, right? And he played some absolutely classy shots. I mean, I don't really like Kohli's hitting on the offside. I think he has too short a follow through. He doesn't really go, it's like a punch kind of drive he plays. He doesn't have Sachin or Dravid or Lakshman or Saurav's wonderfully elegant follow throughs when he plays those cover drives on the offside.
He
But
backs
on
off a
the
punch,
onside,
basically. I think
yeah,
it backs it with the
it's
punch,
like that.
punches it.
Just punch
Yeah.
shot. I mean, his timing is very good, but it doesn't look very aesthetically pleasing. But his onside shots are beautiful, and that one, that six he hit, that flick drive of the fastest bowler in the tournament, probably Rabada, that was a treat to watch. I mean, I was working on the computer and I just chanced to see the ball and I clapped. That was such a beautiful shot, right? I mean, that looked a class apart, and he played with such elan, such poise, such coolness. I think he should just walk into the Indian. I mean, he scored
But
what, two
Ivan,
runs
I
a
think
ball.
the World Cup is still 18 months. Still 18
I
months.
don't think, see, because I think Kohli is a fantastic. His fitness is very good.
Although India is going to give him some one days now, for sure. The one day tournament, the matches I think are coming up more than
He
T20. So
very clearly, Rahul, he among all the whatever 15, 16 batsmen who batted on in the finals, he was just a different class. And mind you, I do not consider Kohli as in the same league as say Sachin or Lakshman or Gavaskar. I do not consider. I'm very frank about it in Test
in
matches too.
probably the shorter
But
format, he's probably the
yes,
greatest.
yes, I have no doubt about that. And
Yes.
here, I think he really showed that while he may not be a clear selection in India's best ever team in the longer format, he certainly belongs to one of the best
The
batsmen.
longer format, he will not be there. But
He will not be there,
I
but
think
still, he will certainly. If you list India's 10 best ever batsmen, then he would be there. There's no doubt that I would.
correct.
So
Thanks,
as I
Ivan. We'll
said,
come
I
back
think
to
yeah,
you. Yeah.
it was not a very close final, but
Yeah, it
it
was a
could have been close.
as you
It
said, comparing all the 74-5 matches, this was a low scoring final.
low
The
scoring,
average was
and
230.
it could have been close. It was not close because of Kohli.
Correct. We'll come back to you, Ivan. We have a lot of things to discuss. Sudip, GT, we have been talking a lot on GT.
Hmm.
RCB was a very good team, but they won finally. But No, GT, as we was discussing, they've been playing 5 times only. A new team in IPL, won once, now runners up twice, playoff once. Very consistent record. Shubman Gill captain for 3 times. They scored 700. The openers, both of them scoring 700, which were discussed. Sai Sudarshan, and they're the highest scoring opening pair in IPL history. Scoring, I think they're way ahead of Warner and Shikhar Dhawan also. Uh, What's your take? Why did they falter? Because I started watching it around the same time as Oyon started, because I was not at home. I was traveling. Then I watched it, but I was watching I was watching the streaming, and I suddenly felt that they, as Gavaskar said rightly, they were traveling too much. A little bit of
A little bit of fatigue factor
tiredness,
is there.
lethargy, fatigue,
Yeah.
and I think the RCB bowling, as Owen rightly said, fantastic bowling. Of course, we have been
First
talking
of
of
all,
Bhubaneswar
first of
and
all, we
the
must
entire
praise
bowling.
the RCB bowling.
Resigned.
I think it is one of the. I think we have been discussing. This RCB bowling is one of the most balanced attack. For amongst all the sides, and we have also discussed. The GT batting lineup. It is heavily dependent on the top three. If they don't succeed, they are going to fail.
You said that if they top three, like SRH
Every time,
faltered the other day.
that their
Travis said
openers,
and Abhishek and Ishan.
both their
So
openers,
if I mean they faltered, then they are in trouble, and that's exactly what happened.
yeah. So see, both their openers have scored 700 runs each. So you can well imagine the bulk of the runs have been come from them. So naturally,
the law of average, Sudip, one day they don't perform and you're in trouble.
and their middle order doesn't look impressive. After Butler, although Washington Sundar scored a 50, but he's not a T20 batsman. He's
You
not
see
a
strike rate 135 is a one-day strike rate now. In the
Nishant
T20,
Singh-
new strike rate is 220 now, 220 plus.
Nishant Sindhu, Washington Sundar, Tewatia. I mean, these are not, match-winning batsmen. You cannot consider them to be.
Now,
So once
Tewatia
they-
has won matches for GT, but I think it
only
came a
one
little
match,
low
but I
also,
have
around
seen him
7
for
or
the
8.
last 3-4 years. He can score 20 odd runs, 20, 30 odd runs, but
Butler
not
somehow
more than-
after 23 have lost the punch as a 150 player. Like David Miller used to do that for
So
GT.
it was,
I don't know why David Miller did not play. I'm also surprised with David Miller not
David
playing.
Miller is in DC, Delhi Capitals.
Oh,
He's
now
not
he's
in-
moved to DC. Yeah.
Yeah,
When
he
he
moved
was in
to DC.
GT, he used to bail out a lot of matches. I remember
Lot of
he and
batsmen.
Riddhiman Saha
Exactly.
bailed out
The first
in
time
23
Yeah.
when they won. Correct. Riddhiman Saha and Miller bailed out a number of matches, batting at 6 and 7.
Exactly.
Riddhi used to
Because
open and Miller used to come at 5.
at that
I remember
time,
4 matches they bailed out GT very comfortably.
their middle order at that time, was very much balanced. But now it is absolutely top three, heavily dependent on the top three. And the
Very
moment,
true.
and to be fair to them, Gavaskar, has very correctly pointed out. They landed up the earlier day 11:30 in the night, and the very next day
Right.
they have a match.
Well, that is some point.
So-
I think the IPL organizers will
I
have
think
to
they
look
need
into.
to consider this in future,
Well,
because
they were
because
looking tired. If you land up
if
at 12
you
midnight the
consider
next day
the-
match, it's unfortunate.
the extreme heat and humidity, and I mean, it takes a toll
Playing
on the body.
playing a tournament for 2 months with the same intensity is
Yeah.
also not easy.
It takes a
It's
toll. You
very
should
difficult.
give him one spare day, and you should have held it on today itself.
I think RCB was very lucky that they played 4 days back and they won the first match and they straight away went to the final.
And they were off to Ahmedabad, so they had 2 more days, extra days to practice and
Correct.
and
Absolutely.
tighten up the loose end. So overall, it's and plus we must also consider one fact, RCB is much stronger side, more balanced than GT. They're bowling as well as batting. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar.
Bowling is perhaps along with maybe to an extent DC, although DC lost a lot of match, but they're bowling along with I think PBKs were one of the better bowling sides in this year's IPL.
And bowling, they are very much.
RCB's bowling is the best, but I think GT's bowling was also okay.
Batting lineup is also very strong, with
yes.
deep down they can bat, even Bhuvaneshwar Kumar can bat a bit. So overall,
Correct.
I think it was the odds were against GT, overall. But
Yes.
there's a combination of few factors, also, put up, and you can't. It's very difficult to defend 154. In a
That is what I said. In a tournament where average score is 220, in the final it's been surprisingly low, very
that
low.
too against a team like RCB, it is very difficult. And overall, well played RCB. So congratulations to them overall.
Yes, very well played. See, they waited 18 years. It's a poetic justice. 18
Yeah,
years they waited, and now back-to-back two
two
wins. And
consecutive
Rajat
wins. Yeah,
Patidar, along with I think Dhoni and Rohit Sharma,
yeah.
are
So
the
Rajat
two
Patidar
captains
is
who have
also now
cooked.
in contention, for a spot in the T20. So
Yes,
there's a lot
yes,
of
he
talk
is in a
going on.
contention.
Let's see
I would like to
how
ask
things
you,
shape up.
Sudip,
Yeah,
Venkatesh Iyer, I was just going through his international record,
yeah,
played in 21 for India, two matches. But
yeah,
I think the way he may not have scored big, but the crunch matches, the way he bailed out
yeah,
RCB,
yeah.
uh, uh, yes, I think he might have a look in also.
But Venkatesh Iyer, I'm telling you, if you have seen his batting very closely, he's not very
Yes.
technically proficient. In international
But
matches,
in
it is very difficult.
T20, you don't need technical players, right?
It will be
I don't
very
know.
difficult for no T20. I know, but against stronger teams on overseas pitches, he's going to struggle. He's not technically sound at all.
Okay. But his age is 30 and he can be of service. I mean, he's a
Yeah.
good player. I mean,
But I
the
would
match he
prefer
won at
Rajat
70.
Patidar any day. Rajat Patidar over Venkatesh Iyer. I would prefer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number four. But where does he come in, Sudip? Number four, where does he come in?
Yeah, that is the thing because now at the time the way things are going, T20 it is you need to have two teams
Three
and
teams.
play different
India perhaps
tournaments.
have
Yeah,
three teams ready.
yeah,
Because we discussed the other day, Abhishek Sharma looks to be the first casualty.
yeah.
Will be
Looks
the first
that's
casualty. Vaibhav Suryavanshi looks
as
certain to play
Rajdeep
now.
Sardesai, has pointed out in our program, the India is the only side
Yes.
they can field two separate teams and still win the tournament. That is what.
Tournament. Absolute.
Yeah.
So, Sudeep, your final take on GT? Do they need to do anything for next year, or I think the
I
team
think
is
I
okay.
think I think they need to change the middle order. That is very important. Bowling otherwise is okay. Batting the top three is
I think
okay.
batting to both the openers
Top three is
clicking is
okay.
very rare.
Very rare.
700 plus both the
They need
openers.
to add one more solid batter in the
I think
middle
what they
order.
need to do in the mini auction is the middle order. The
Yeah,
middle
middle
order
order.
is a major
I
issue
mean,
with
Nishant
Nishant
Sindhu
Sindhu.
and
Yes.
Rahul Tivatia and Washington. These people you cannot play with
Rahul
them.
Tivatia is a good resource, but I think he should come a
But
little
he
early.
mostly
Washington, I
gets.
think Washington they can trade off.
But
They can trade
Nishant
off
Sindhu,
Washington and Nishant
they
Sindhu.
need to reconsider.
Yes.
Nishant Sindhu. Nishant Sindhu.
Yes. And Jason Holder also, they need to play him from match one.
Match
He's a
one.
very,
Yeah,
very,
yeah,
very vital player to play. I think
absolutely.
that is. So, are you happy, Sudeep, with the overall tournament that we covered? I think RCB the
No,
rightful
I see.
winner.
Honestly speaking, this has been a very boring IPL. One of the most boring IPL, I would
Yes,
say,
you
because
you pointed out that.
so many
Correct.
matches have been one-sided. 90% of the matches.
Yes.
Previously it will be very thrilling matches, very close matches. But
Yeah.
now
Even
this is
after high scores, also they've been very one-sided.
one-sided, absolutely one-sided. So this is not good for the crowd. For the crowd also, the fatigue thing comes in. Once you see
Yes.
one-sided matches. So maybe let's hope that nothing can be done. We can't do much about it. Except that we could
Correct.
have. I would have loved to see PBKS. At least reach the top four.
PBKS was in our books for a very long time, and SRH did
Yeah,
qualify, but PBKS was a sad loss. I mean, very sad to see
absolutely, absolutely.
PBKS.
So PBKS,
And
we are not
DC, we have
expecting
discussed
something.
about MI, DC, LSG,
So,
we have decided, so we don't discuss them.
so over.
Yeah, over
So,
to
so
Ishanjan, I'll come back to
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Okay, Sudip, you wanted to add something?
No, no, thank you. Nothing. No,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah. So, Ishanjan, your point and on the overall, the match, the final, low scoring final, and RCB winning, GT landing, as Sudip rightly said, pointed out by Sunny Bhai. He landed at 12 in the midnight, the next day match. Do you think overall all these things went against GT in the final? In their own home ground, they lost the final.
See, first of all, the IPL, it has been scheduled like that. The teams which are playing, it's not it has been a regular course of action that traveling. Remember when the India won the World Cup, they have to travel, they have to, it's not an excuse to lose the, overall, it's a justified final. I have iterated for the first time we remember before the show of the IPL. I told that RCB is the most balanced side of this tournament of in every course of in bowling, batting, bowling, and fielding. And in all aspects, RCB has been the best, is the best, and has they have proved to be the best. First of all, it was a clash of two best bowling sides of the final because RCB if RCB was the best bowling side, then GT was the second best bowling side of the tournament, because they were also having very good bowling. They are having the Rabada, they are having Siraj.
PBK is also bowled well. PBK is also bowled well.
PBK's, but GT actually, if in the tournament, the teams which are the team which can win the match based on their bowling only, that is GT. GTK is the best bowling side of the tournament. Okay, we can say, I will say, in fact, better than their bowling is much more the best of the lot in the tournament. They are having Mohammad Siraj, they are having Rabada, well, the number one bowler in the world right now currently. Rabada, they are having Mohammad Siraj, they are having Prasidh Krishna, they are having Rashid Khan. So in fact, Nishan Sindhu is also a very good prospect for in the domestic, a spinner all rounder. In that case, they are having a very good. They were having a very good. In fact, Washington Sundar also. So they are in course of bowling, they are the best. Then, but RCB is the most balanced side of the tournament. If we say throughout batting, bowling all together, Bhuvneshwar Kumar in this summer, he's the most that means most handy. You can say repertoire, most handy architect in the repertoire of RCB. Bhuvneshwar Kumar, along with him, Rashid Dar also bowled splendidly. He also utilized this summer
I'll
properly.
interrupt you, Ishanjan. Rashid, everyone say, although he bowled brilliantly yesterday, but do you think
Uh,
Rashid is now almost found out by 3 for 2 for 25? Really bowled well, but Rashid now has been found out by a lot of batsmen. He's not the same effective Rashid Khan 5 years back when he started playing for SRH. What is your take on Rashid? We'll discuss a little bit on Rashid Khan. I think one of the
see,
reasons GT is not doing well is Rashid Khan, because he's picking wickets, 21 this time. Also, he's I think the fourth or fifth highest wicket taker. But that killer thing which he had is not there anymore. What do you think? The
see, first,
unplayable Rashid Khan. Is he that unplayable even now?
Rashid Khan or Rashid Dar?
Rashid Khan.
Rashid Khan, yeah, actually, things are that he's sometimes, yeah, obviously, it's at a time when
I mean, if
he
you remember
started
the
his
first
bowling.
few years he played, 18 and 19, 2018, I watched their match against
He, he
KKR
was
in
playing,
Kolkata and
yeah,
I watched few
he was
SRH
playing
matches.
for
I went to
SRH.
Hyderabad and watched one. But SRH in
The
18, 19 were brilliant because Rashid bowled
brilliant.
brilliantly. It was unbelievable. No one could pick him up. So do you think
I
now
think,
he's getting picked up because people are able to pick up
yeah,
his
yeah, yeah,
googly?
yeah, he's getting picked up. He
That's what
obviously
I'm
now
asking
it's the
you.
time, because now you say it's 8 to 9 years later on.
Yes, almost
See,
8 years now
cricket
in
is
IPL.
evolution. Everyday evolution is happening every day. People are every players are being tapped through
In video
these
analysis, correct.
softwares, and it's nothing more. It's very nowadays cricket is changing each and every day, like corporates. Cricket is also same, going like corporate. It's changing, evolution is
Very
happening
true.
every day. So in that
Right.
case, he has been picked up. But one bowler, I will say, in RCB should have at least played Mangesh Yadav in a match or two, because he could
I
have
think
been a
Mangesh played
handy
one
all round.
match. I think did he play? I think he played one match, if I'm not sure.
But his role was very not up to, that means,
Limited.
yeah, very less. He, in a one, he should have been given some few matches. Anyways, but overall, actually, RCB has the most balanced team. I will say Rajat Patidar is also in very, see, Kohli, nothing to say about Kohli. It's a one of the classical innings, and definitely in the final, while chasing, Kohli is a different. Kohli, we
Yes.
sometimes
Kohli the chaser. As a,
we
in a
see him
chasing
as a
final in a
cheetah.
ODI or a T20, Kohli is the best in the world, no doubt, even at this age.
Yeah,
Correct.
no doubt, no doubt. But even along with Kohli, also the middle order, Team David also played well, although he faltered. Among the some foreign overseas batsmen, I found this Team David has played a very handy knocks down the order. Rajat Patidar, although yesterday he faltered, but Rajat Patidar has played some handsome knock in the middle order, and he could have been a very handy. As we were discussing that day, a few days before the captaincy, he could have been a very good captaincy material if we consider the T20. If I was saying that if not Shreyas Iyer, who could have been the next option? Rajat Patidar is a very handy. That means harmony in the repertoire of he could have been a very he can tackle the middle order very well. And as you were discussing about at which position he can come in at number 3, he can come in at number 4, he can come in at number 5. Anywhere out of these three positions, anywhere he can bat. And see Venkatesh Iyer basically is a player mainly for opening, or maximum you can send him up on number 3. Now, either number 1 or number 3, because you can't send him down the order because he's a one-dimensional player. He's not so much. He's not a class act at all. He's he's playing based on the power. Only some powerful shots he can pick up, and that too he will struggle in the overseas. He mainly for the Indian soil, for mainly for the batting. That means the ground which are small in that. He's a player. He's a mainly one-dimensional player. But overall, I will say, in fact, Jitesh Sharma also played some handsome knock down the order. He could have been a very handy customer, very helpful for the RCB and for Team India. Another wicket-keeper batsman who is in the armory of
But
Team
I think
India.
Jitesh played some matches well, but I didn't find him too exciting, Ishanjan. Not too exciting compared to Ishan
No,
Kishan, KL Rahul, or Prab
Ishanjan,
Simran, all the other batsmen keeper who were there. But Jitesh didn't look too exciting. That's one I take is not too exciting.
not in compared to Dhruv Jurel or Ishan Kishan. Ishan Kishan definitely is a batting all is a batting batsman wicket keeper.
Yes.
But
Yes.
Jitesh role of Jitesh is mainly for finishing. Not he's basically a finisher like Dinesh Karthik. He's a player like
Hmm.
Dinesh Karthik whose role is only for finishing. You can't send Jitesh up the order. He's mainly his role is for at number 5 or number 6 maximum. Not mainly his role is very minuscule. Is very minuscule. Only for number 5 or number 6, where the role of the batsman is to finish. Jitesh can what is
So,
in that.
Ishanjan, you are happy with Jitesh in RCB? His role in RCB, you are
No,
happy
no,
with
no.
him?
I am saying, Jitesh, you have to give him the role of finishing only. You can't send him up the order for anticipating the innings or for consolidation of the innings.
So you're saying that
He
just to finish maybe. And that too
just
at number
like,
7.
Dinesh Karthik. He's a player just like Dinesh Karthik, whose role is only to finish the innings. That at a stage where you require 25 runs in 9 balls, at that course of time you can. But it's not that 38 runs, 4 wickets. He can't do consolidation. In that
Okay.
case, but Devdutt Padikkal also played some handful logs throughout the tournaments. He has played some good role in number 1, in number 3, number 4, and overall he can be a handy customer for India in the test. In the test, India can try him up in test, both in Rajat Patidar and Devdutt Padikkal. I am actually basically
Devdutt
happy
is in
with
the
Rajat
Afghanistan
Patidar.
side. Devdutt is in the Afghanistan side already.
Yeah, mainly these two players, Devdutt Padikkal and Rajat Patidar, they both have shaped up properly. And I have seen him; they have taken the responsibilities on their shoulder, and consolidation of these innings are being made by both of them. It's some good.
Yes, because when
It's
you come to the
overall.
playoffs and the final, Ishanjan, you need to look at players who can play for India also. That you need to look at also because it's a long tournament. So,
Yeah,
yes, thanks, Ishanjan. I'll come back to you. We'll go back to Oyon now if Oyon is there. I'm not sure Oyon is around.
Yeah.
Continue.
Hello. Oh,
Oyon is around. Okay, great. I was not able to see Oyon, so
yeah. So there is some problem with my thing, but yeah. Can you see me now?
no, I can't see you.
Yes. Something has happened with my Zoom. 1 minute.
I think that happened at the maybe your hand has touched
No, no, no. There
the
is a problem with this.
that thing in the top, that
I
camera
think
thing.
I need to. Can you hear me though?
Yeah, very clear, very clear.
This camera has had a problem. I was working on something else. I need to probably refresh once. I'll refresh once and join back. Okay.
Okay, I'll wait for you because I need to ask you something. So I'll have to wait for you. So you log out and log in? Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Got it. Yeah.
Right.
So, Aryan, although you haven't watched the tournament, but overall idea of cricket is being with you. Do you think Team David and Jitesh Sharma will be there in the auction next year? I don't know how much you have seen both of them.
I've
Jitesh Sharma,
yeah.
Ishanjan is spoken heavily as a batter wicketkeeper. But do you think Team David and Jitesh Sharma will continue in that
I
winning
think
side?
Jitesh is a good wicket keeper. I think that really matters. See, what I have
Okay.
gathered here is that finally specialists will win you the game. I mean, you might be having all rounders. That are they are
Why I'm
important.
asking you this because Jitesh moved into the side replacing Rishabh Pant in one of the test series. I think he played with Dhruv Jural when Ritesh
I
Pant
think
was
if you
injured.
really ask me again, Rahul,
Yeah.
I think he's a better keeper than Pant. Pant is
Okay.
really going very downhill
Down.
with his keeping.
Yes, I think although we
Absolutely.
might
I
blame
mean,
Gambhir, but I think Pant is really
right,
going
but
down.
see, at the same time, I don't somehow Pant. See, I mean, how can you blame a coach, man? I mean, this is finally a professional player. I mean, a coach cannot make you
Yeah,
become
and it's a
worse.
professional sport where you get
Yeah,
tons of money.
right. And clearly, he does not assume so much or associate the same amount of importance to keeping as he does to batting. Absolutely clearly.
I think when he
Okay.
replaced Riddhiman, everyone said Riddhiman couldn't bat. But even then, the main bone of contention, if you remember, 4 5 years back, was his keeping was very poor, an average, if you can say.
Yeah, yeah.
And before the accident, of course.
Absolutely. And Rahul, you're out of the screen.
Oh, no, I know. I am not out, but this is a problem with my screen. I am absolutely in the middle, but I'll
Maybe
come
your
back. I'll come
laptop
back.
has
Yeah,
moved or something. Anyway,
yeah,
so
yeah.
basically, what
I'll come back.
happens was that
Yeah.
I think Rishabh Pant has gone to a level where he probably himself considers, he considers
Yeah.
himself to be a batsman. So you need
Correct.
a wicket keeper, right? If you need a
Correct.
wicket keeper, I think Jitesh is quite good as a keeper. I didn't see too much of him, but I think he has very smart reflexes. He keeps well to spin, does
But
very
with
quick
Dhruv Jurel
batting.
also batting very well in
That
this
is there.
tournament,
See, as
probably
we
I see him taking over from Pant maybe in a year.
yeah,
In
very,
test
very
also.
likely. But I again see that I think Jitesh as a keeper is better because I have seen. I mean, Jurel is good, better than Pant. You see, Pant is
Jurel is 23. You have to see the age also.
that is there.
Jitesh is 33.
See,
So
but
that is
then
the problem.
again, Rahul, that I don't believe. I do not think we should select the youngest team. We should select the best
Yeah,
team.
correct.
Youngest
Always.
is not something that you phase out people and all that. But at some point of time, if you have see, why do you think England gotten Brian Close when he was 45? Okay, to play Michael Holding in 1976. I mean, Close.
Australia got Bobby Simpson at 42
Yeah,
back.
he was leading Australia against India. I mean, why do you
Yes.
think Close was playing where, he had this bald head and Michael Holding was trying to blow off the head and he played
Yes.
for like what? To the whole evening, I think he played,
Yes. It
you know,
batted the whole evening. Correct. Yeah.
it's
So why I'm asking
fantastic
you all
batting, right?
because
Why?
we have been watching cricket a little more. So do you think this team of RCB, as Ishanjan have been pointing out very correctly, Devdutt Padikkal, Rajat Patidar, real contender to come back to Indian side again?
One thing I must say that I forgot when I spoke about the final. See the way they absolutely bazookaed their opponents in the semi-finals. Typically, I thought that was a warning signs because one of the greatest issues for teams which are doing very well, which are favorites, is actually they peak too early. You
Yes,
remember
we discussed this in our matches.
India's classic example is the 2023 World Cup, where India were
Uh,
looking absolutely devastating in the 50-50 World Cup, right?
and they lost the final.
Devastating.
I think they
And
won 8 matches in a row, and then
they,
they lost the final.
I think, steamrolled, I guess it was South Africa in the semifinals, and then had their worst day in the final because they peaked too early. I
I
remember
think that
again,
happened in Saurav's
oh,
team
lots
also
of
in South
times,
Africa,
lots of times.
2003.
That is one of the things which any team sport, that is something about which you have to be very careful. You shouldn't peak too early. You know,
Victory.
so here I thought RCB were actually having that issue a little bit because they really won the semi-finals commandingly. So I did have that suspicion that will they falter in the final? Will the law of averages catch up? That they did not at all display. They won the finals, maybe not with as much of
I think
comfort as they
RCB
did
lost
in
the
the finals.
least number of matches also. I think they
Yeah,
lost
yeah.
4 matches
So
only out of
this
14.
is quite incredible. So, but then there are examples towards this as well. Australia won in 2003 and 2007 the World Cups without losing a single match, and absolutely hammered India in 2003 and against
Correct.
Sri Lanka in seven. India in 1985 won that that World
Vincent Hedges, yes, they hammered.
They had every
And
single
again,
match
India in the
involved.
24 and 26, this T20
Yeah,
World
yeah,
Cups, they were
yeah.
also
They were
unbeatable.
all good.
They
But then
hammered
you
everyone.
always have that issue. Here RCB lost when they lost. 2 wickets in 1 over. There was that small, probability of slipping a bit, and then it becomes a match
Yes.
of pressure, right? That
Yeah,
they
true.
didn't, and that is again thanks to I think Patidar played a extremely solid innings. I mean,
So in that, I'm trying to ask
I
you,
I
Arun,
I think
do you
he.
think Patidar and Padikal is already in the Afghanistan test side. Do you think Padikal comes back
I
in
think
Indian side now? ODI,
Patidar.
I'm talking of ODI and T20 because we
See,
have the ODI World Cup now.
See, I think one aspect where Patidar has a strong chance is that he's of course very good hitter. I mean that 1-6 he hit yesterday again under pressure was a extremely fiercely hit and very well timed shot. The other thing that stands in his favor is character. See, he has captained RCB twice in succession. He has overturned RCB's
I'm a
curse,
little surprised.
right?
Yes.
No, but
Two back-to-back
yeah, come
wins.
on, the results speak for themselves. This time they were by far the best team, and that actually tells you that Patitar has a very solid and cool head on his shoulders, like
And a
somebody like
strong character
Shreyas Iyer,
also.
like Shreyas
Yeah.
Iyer. Shreyas Iyer
Yes,
is
I'm
exactly like
disappointed
that.
with the PBK's result.
Yeah, but that is okay. But
Yeah, I
I'm
think
saying
that
that just
is.
like
Yeah.
Shreyas Iyer actually is very cool under pressure. I think
Yeah,
Patidar also is like that. I mean, he sealed off the match for RCB yesterday. I mean, when he was
correct.
out, the match was won. So
So
that
you think
will go for his.
Rajat Patidar comes in, if he comes in, hypothetically, where does he fit in the Indian side? Because that is the
I
question I'm
think,
asking everyone.
yeah, I think in the similar kind of spot he's batting now, number five,
4.
number
So
four.
probably he will eat up Shreyas Iyer's place.
Oh
Then
yeah, very
Shreyas
much.
Iyer is out.
Shreyas Iyer, I think, is tough because this IPL, I think he had really outperformed. He did not at all by any stretch of imagination. He didn't
But his
perform.
captaincy was good till the time
That
BBKS
doesn't
was.
really matter. See, he's no not. I really don't think he's in the contention for
But
captaincy.
now Hardik Pandya out of captaincy, the two players who can really captain India T20
Is
because Sky is obviously not there would either be Iyer or be I think Sanju Samson. One of the two will be the captain.
I
Looks
have
like
a fleeting suspicion after Shubman Gill had such a fantastic IPL
I
that
feel
he
that he
would
will
pick
give
up.
him all three formats. Yeah, because India doesn't like that is
I
something I
have
think is going to destroy his life. All
See,
three
but then
formats is going.
that I mean, we are not somebody who can talk about it. But I think Gambhir, he has a
But
very good
playing all
equation with
three format
Gambhir.
is difficult. But
I
I
know.
think the BCCI is a little apprehensive of Gill's performance overall in three
But this
formats.
IPL, he was brilliant. He was fantastic. This IPL, right? It was absolutely brilliant. This IPL.
Last IPL also he was fantastic. Back to back
So
IPLs.
then I don't. I mean, I have a fleeting suspicion. See, Sanju played very well, but I
Yes.
somehow he's not in. I don't think the team management is absolutely in love with him. So there is a possibility.
Yeah, because in if you are in the finals or the playoffs, obviously, and you're India captain in other two formats, I think it will weigh in his favor. And he's
Very,
26 only 26. So
very much,
it's
very.
going to be in his favor. Correct. Thanks, Ayon. Your overall and what is your overall view now that now the mini auction will happen? It's a small auction. Do you think? I'll just ask you off a bit. Do you think Akshar Patel? We have been discussing this. Akshar Patel, Hardik Pandya, Rishabh Pant is gone. These four teams and KK Ajinkya Rahane. These four are over for IPL. I have a
Up,
feeling that Hardik Pandya might not find the team. Your take.
I totally agree. I mean, he has been a disaster this time. He has not shown character. That is the most important
That
thing,
is
right?
exactly. He has
Captain of
not shown.
Mumbai.
And there has been a lot of factionalism in Mumbai, interestingly.
I mean, he's shown himself as a poor PR manager because that's one of the main
Yes.
roles of the captain, and he's not been very good in this. His form has been very up and down.
Yeah.
MI has had one of its worst, most disastrous
Yes,
seasons so
last
far.
year they were ninth and this year again they are 10th, I
It's
think.
very
Yeah.
very bad, right?
For
So
someone like Nita Ambani, difficult to cop. Difficult to
Hardik
cop.
very tough. Akshar, I think he has value still. I think.
You think still he has value? Because
I,
Sudip and I think he is not going to find a team.
I'm not sure because see, he is one of these all-purpose players, right? I mean, he's a pretty
But then
decent
Hardik is also
bowler.
all-purpose player.
And I mean,
50 of.
okay, so but I mean, I don't
If
think
you
Akshar
remember the
had.
time when Hardik came into the Indian side
No, no,
along
no,
with
no.
Bumrah,
But
they were
did,
saying he was
did
Kapil Dev, and he was
Akshar
not
have?
Kapil Dev. We found out.
But see, I somehow feel Hardik's failure is noticed much more than Akshar's.
That is because of their nature. Because Axar is a
Whatever.
low-profile guy, and
Yes,
Hardik is too
that
much a
is
brash guy. I mean,
right.
I was
So,
speaking to a sports psychiatrist the other day. He says even if Hardik scores a big run, he goes about it in a way that I mean, I outs people very badly. He,
so
he
that
he rubs them people wrong. He rubs people in a wrong way.
exactly right, and that is precisely the reason that I feel that he will struggle. Akshar, I
Yes.
am quite. I don't think
Yes.
he'll not have a team. Rahane, I was surprised he was still captain. I think somehow KKR really believed that. See, Rahane is the best captain India has not had. I mean, he was just an outstanding captain. I always feel so. Fantastic captain. But I'm not so sure that T20 is the right, venue for him to really show off his captaincy. And while he batted
So
well,
you think that Rahane and uh,
Hardik will
uh,
be in trouble.
Hardik will be? I think Rahane should retire now.
Rahane is
He will
also done. Rahane, I
all
think, is
this
almost
done,
done.
done and dusted.
Because see, he will not
Akshar
get a team unless he's the captain.
captain,
Unless he's
correct.
a captain, he's
And
not a good.
now finally the last man whom we think is a problem. 27 crores last year, 24 crores.
No,
Rishabh
Pant
Pant.
will have a team. Pant
He
will
has
get a
been.
team.
I think too much money is spent on him now.
Yeah, yeah.
What is it? Take?
His value will fall for sure, but he'll find a team. See, he's still. I mean, he has that
So there was a time
character.
when we thought he was a VS basically. He was a VS
Right,
addition
right.
when
But see,
he scored that 100 in
I
2018
know,
IPL.
but then
But now
see,
his returns have been slow, 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 slow. He's been slow, slow diminishing.
oh, I don't think he'll be captain. I think he's bad. He's a poor captain. He takes absolutely awful reviews, terrible
Yeah.
reviews,
As a
and
wicketkeeper, he has taken some awful reviews.
very,
Very, very true.
very ordinary as a keeper. But he still has that flamboyance about him in terms of batting, and he's not such a. He doesn't rub off people wrongly in
Yes.
as strong a manner as Hardik Pandya does. So I am fairly certain he'll get a team, but 27 crores to shayad nahi milega. I think Akshar will also get a team, low key, but I think he'll get a team. He's a very
Akshar will get a
utilitarian.
team. I think Hardik and Rahane will not get a team, but he was
Rahane
saying
surely out. Surely
Hardik
out.
also, I think, out 33.
I
Might
mean,
be out
not
later.
get a team at all, Hardik, I don't know, but iffy.
Injury is a problem. But Rishabh Pant at the age of 28 only is looking. I had made this comment long back in Facebook, and people trolled me badly when he was going that Gaga in Brisbane. But I had a feeling that this guy is not going to last long. The
No,
way
no,
he used to bat and keep,
yeah, I think too much flamboyant, and that accident was bad luck, really, right?
yes,
But at the
too
same
much
time,
flamboyance, and he always batted like he wanted to get out. I mean,
yeah,
Gavaskar said that
yeah.
stupid thing. In Test matches, he won matches, but he also made us believe that he was
No,
not
no.
there
You
to
know what,
play
Rahul?
the game.
See, Rishabh is somebody who needs a strong, good captain. See, he performed wonderfully under Rahane.
Rahane,
Rahane
correct. You need a
managed him
mental. Yes,
beautifully.
I think that helped him.
I don't
Initial
think
phases
Gambhir
helped
is
him
doing a
back.
great job. See, he played an atrocious shot at the Eden when we went to me, you, and Sudip went to see the match
And after the
against
accident,
Pakistan.
it is in a bad downfall, very
I mean,
bad downslide
his
for.
one shot was one of the reasons India lost. That absolutely cavalier dismissal of
Yes,
his
yes. So that
against South
was
Africa.
Harakiri, I think. That could have saved his career, basically. He was lucky to come back for India.
Exactly. But then,
So
see,
now that,
no,
that
but
being a mini
again,
auction, which team do you think will they'll take him out for a year? He
no,
has
no,
to be there for a year.
yeah. So that is important. See, we cannot we cannot forget the fact that there's a whole year in the middle. So suppose Rishabh doesn't perform at all, he doesn't get matches, of course his worth will decline.
And with Dr. Sanjeev Goenka, I know his relationships with captains have not been great. I do not see him in LSG at least. I mean, I don't know.
Tough to say, but if he has an outstanding, T20 and international, I think if he has a good run for India, I think his value will. I mean, see, he's not going to get 27 crores, that is for sure. So how much it will fall will depend on how he does in this interim period.
Okay. I'll come back to you. And the last question to all of you, Ishanjan. one player in this IPL you think will play for India right away? One player.
Vaibhav Suryavanshi.
Okay, thanks. Sudip, one player who will right away play for India.
I think it's Vaibhav and Rajat Patidar. These two are in contention.
No, I'm saying a new player, VS
Vaibhav
he said.
Suryavanshi.
But,
Vaibhav
but if
Suryavanshi.
VS is not a player, if he's not a talent, he's 15. Apart from VS, do you think who is the other player who can play for India? And just think of the positions.
Another. Then I should say Praful Hinge also.
Okay, I'll agree with Ishanjan. I was thinking Praful Hinge. Sudip, your call?
I think maybe
In fact, Kartik Tyagi also.
nuclear Kartik Tyagi is a good prospect.
Kartik Tyagi has played one day, I think, for India.
Yeah,
If
no,
I'm
I
not
don't
wrong.
think he has played. I don't think he has played. Kartik Tyagi is new.
Check. Kartik Tyagi is check. He's played for RR. He was there for RR when he made his debut. I think he's played for India, if I'm not sure. So you're saying Praful Hinge? I think Praful Hinge has taken another name.
The other
Kartik
bowler for
Tyagi has
KKR,
lot of potential, and
what is
another
his name?
bowler is Shakib Hussain. Shakib Hussain is
Yes,
No,
Shakib Hussain is
not for
actually, I
Hyderabad.
think he's going to play for India very soon. But I don't know which position will he play because he has to be in a spinner. I think you have not watched the IPL well.
I
so
have.
you can
So,
share.
well, see, I just want to give my two bits about Vaibhav. I believe he will certainly be blooded. When is
He'll
the
be Ireland. He's there. He'll be blooded. I know. But any other name that comes to mind, who will, because every year IPL throws up a talent who plays for India.
Kartik Tyagi, I saw the later matches with KKR.
Yeah.
Extremely, I mean,
Erratic.
up and
Erratic.
down. Very,
Yes.
very up and down.
He's got 145, but erratic. He's
Yeah,
pretty
that
erratic. That's
doesn't
what I might
matter.
say.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. So unless
Another one, Prince Yadav.
Prince, I
Yadav.
don't think. There's no place unless Bumrah is injured. I don't think he's playing. But Akashdeep there, I have very little chance that Prince will play. Yeah. So Ayan, you were saying that
Kartik Tyagi is very, very up and down.
very up and down. I also feel
Very
so.
up and down. I mean,
Did you watch Praful Hinge and Sakib Hassan? No, very good players. I think Sakib Hassan really makes a point. But
But
Praful Hinge
where do
also.
they get in? Come on. I mean, where do they get in?
That is what I am trying to tell Ishanjan. You have to find out. The only place is Varun Chakravarti, where Chahal also has a point, but Chahal is, of course, I don't know where Chahal might get
They
in.
play against the weaker opponents, basically. They'll try him
Yes.
out. The selectors will try them out against weaker opponents. When they
And
will,
probably
the
Vaibhav,
big
they will
players
try
will
out
be
as I
rested,
saw the team
maybe.
in Asian Games. If
Yeah.
he does well, then probably because the India will be playing August, they will play
Asian
Sri
Games,
Lanka and
they
Afghanistan.
will be trying their
And then
second team.
probably in the September, they might be tempted to try him out against Sri Lanka, the 2 Test match and 3 one-days.
See,
But I think
one thing, Rahul. See, Abhishek is going to get the.
X.
He's going to face the sword. Yeah. He's going to get
So
the axe.
we have been discussing the same. Sudip
So-
said, and I agreed, Vaibhav is going to play in Abhishek's
Yes.
place. That's almost
Yes.
decided.
So
Almost.
then, though, there is clearly this guy is going to. But he's
In fact,
finally.
Jaiswal also is looking very.
Yes, he's
jittery.
also quite dicey, but Jaiswal is more of a test player. He's not in the ODI frame. So I think Jaiswal, I do not see him in the Indian side right now.
No, but Jaiswal is actually very good. He actually is quite good.
But this IPL, he didn't play that well.
No, well, I saw one match where I think I think they opened together, right? Both of them.
They
And
opened
They
together.
were really out hitting each other. I think it was the second last match. I think they won 2 matches in succession, right? They won the last match and the one before.
Yeah.
So both
Correct.
of them had a field day. I mean,
The
Jaiswal
big
is-
thing, Ayan,
See, I
is we
think-
all
see,
discussed.
one thing is,
I think
again,
Vaibhav
see, Rahul,
Suryavanshi.
So
Yeah.
now, Rahul, you have to remember, Jaiswal has centuries in England. That is there. He has scored centuries in Test matches in England. So that he
Yes.
has proven his mettle. So I would think that playing a 15-year-old in a big role can be. It's maybe a two-edged sword because
one
you may kill his
question.
confidence. You may kill his confidence, or if he clicks like Sachin Tendulkar. But then Sachin Tendulkar is a different class. I don't know whether Suryavanshi is that class.
Ananda, one question. What about Priyan Sharia and Prabsimam?
I don't think Ayan has seen the openers from the PVKs.
I have not
Where
seen.
will they play? Those are openers, though. Prab Simran, still wicketkeeper can fit in somewhere, but Priyan Sari, I don't see. Very good players, both. But they've got into India A side. Ishanjan, they've got into India A side. So we'll have to wait.
Yeah.
But do you think, Ayan, that what we have been discussing, that you are not there in any of our shows, do you think that he will get into the Indian side or BCCI will blood him in red ball? Do you think that risk will be taken? Last question to you before we wind up. Vaibhav Suryavanshi's back-to-back IPL exploits. Last year he played well. This year, to highest
We
performance
have a
player.
Sri Lanka thing, no? We have a Sri Lanka tournament,
Sri Lanka,
right?
two test matches in
That
Sri
I
Lanka.
think is a good opportunity.
And
That
he
may
you
be-
think he will play the test matches in Sri Lanka?
I don't really know because I think he's not played for A as well, right?
No, he's
So
not played for A.
that
He's going for the
is a
A.
problem.
A. He's going for the A.
So I
And
think
then
they
he will.
would look at his performance for A, and if he, does even close because he's had an outstanding IPL, right? So if he actually
Yeah.
does well for A, I think there is a probability because see Sri Lanka is a safe thing, right? So you will play
Again with Kushal Mendis and all the
yeah,
spinners.
there's a good spinning thing.
I know. If I was in the select, I may not have played him.
No, but
in Sri Lanka.
depends again depends on how he his performance in the
But
A
again, if you see,
A
if
series.
he
That
plays
is
a
very
test
crucial.
match, or he has either to dislodge KL Rahul or dislodge Yashasvi Jaiswal. Neither I don't see getting
You
dislodged.
think Rahul will play against Sri Lanka? I'm not sure.
Why?
I mean, Sri Lanka are minnows now, right? I mean, they are.
Aren't they minnows? They're
Yeah.
ahead of us in WTC. They're ahead of us in WTC
Yeah, but
cycle.
whom did they play? Whom did they play? I mean, when is the last time Sri Lanka won in any Sena country? When did they last beat any international team of repute? I don't think they have done it, Rahul. I mean, beating Pakistan and Bangladesh and all. I mean, see, the differences are
I
so
don't know.
stark now. I
Let's
don't
see,
think
but
Sri Lanka.
if he plays if he's blooded against Sri Lanka, I think it will be a haste. New Zealand, I
I
don't
know,
see
but
him blooded.
again, suppose he goes for India A, he scores a double century. Would you not play him? If he scores big,
That's the call.
if he
Who is to
scores
be
big,
sacrificed? Who is to be
see, Sri
sacrificed? I don't.
Lanka Sri Lanka is an opportunity where some big names may drop out, especially Rahul. I'm not
So
sure
you are
because
saying Sri Lanka almost a B team will go. Bumrah, these people
B
will not
team
go.
may be too drastic because India has had such spectacularly bad
They are
showings
playing.
against spin.
They are playing all the lead batsmen against Afghanistan. Only the bowlers are dropped. All the batters are playing in Afghanistan. So against Sri Lanka, I don't see much of a difficult.
Yeah,
It says Suryavanshi, we might have another program. I think we need to do another program on him,
yeah.
whether to go or not. But my take is, he is not Sachin Tendulkar. Whatever I looked at
I
him,
don't know. No, but again, Rahul, you
so
15-year-old, we didn't see. I mean, Tendulkar walloped Abdul Qadir. That was there.
So
So I
I
don't
have
think.
not seen a red ball performance from Vaibhav. Unless I see
So
that,
then don't say
I
he's
am
not
on
Sachin
doubts.
Tendulkar. See, but do not say that he's not Sachin Tendulkar. We should say that we are not in a position to say whether he's Sachin Tendulkar. I
So
mean,
on that
I
note,
don't know.
yeah. So we'll have to do another program. Thank you so much, Ayan, Ishanjan, and Sudip, because we had a long, after a long time with the entire team. This IPL went and came in a flurry, and we would be, after this is a long break, we'll have just one show in June, and then we come back for a mega show, which we are planning. So thank you so much, and good night.